Welcome to Build Your Creative Business, a series for artists and makers. Artist Statement. Impress art directors and curators with your creative story about your artwork. Build Your Creative Business is a series where we're going to cover how to write an effective artist bio, update your artist statement, revise your CV, that's your artist resume. Then we're going to talk about the money part of your art. That's pricing your art, keeping into consideration any income goals that you might have. And we're also going to talk about the wholesale and retail markets. We're going to get into some online markets, how to sell in boutiques and museum shops, and how to expand your art product into a service or any art services that you might provide into a product. Then we're going to wrap it up with assembling a cohesive brand for you, how to polish your marketing plan, and we're going to talk about some continued learning. This course is about artist statements. Artists need tools, and one of the most important tools is an artist statement. An artist statement is important information about the artwork. Artists need an artist statement for calls for submissions to art galleries and events, when writing a proposal to art directors, curators, and music producers. You'll need one for interviews for media, blogs, television, podcasts, and magazines, public relations and marketing catalogs, your portfolio, art, music, theater, and artist residency grant proposals, and of course, your website. Who needs an artist statement? New artists who have never written or perhaps even seen an artist statement will benefit from this course. Emerging artists who have some experience but they want a little bit more help to impress art directors and curators with a polished artist statement. Established artists wanting to refresh their artist statement. The definition of artist in the framework of this class includes fine art, visual art, painters, illustrators, graphic designers, photographers, coloring book artists, writers, animators, musicians, potters, fashion, knit and crochet art, wearable art, actors, and just so many more genres. Writing your artist statement correctly will result in a polished professional appeal that will prepare your creative business in the right direction. In this course, you'll learn about the technical criteria required for an artist statement, what art directors and curators expect to read in your artist statement, and some examples of artist statements. An artist statement is an essential marketing tool that moves your creative business forward. Your artist statement has the power to create positive buzz that will result in more sales that will keep you in the freelance art career that you love. If you have any questions, you can email Sandra at sandraclark with an E on the end, .ca, and you can also join the Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/build your creative business. Artist statement. Technical criteria, what art directors and curators expect to read in your artist statement, and some examples. What is an artist statement? An artist statement is an artist's written description of their work, their artwork. A general introduction to your work, a body of work, or a specific project. It should open with the work's basic idea in an overview in 2 or 3 sentences or a short paragraph. The second paragraph should go into detail about how these issues or ideas are presented in the work itself. If writing a full-page statement, perhaps for your website, you can include some of the following points: why you have created the work and its history, your overall vision, what you expect from your audience and how they will react. How your current work relates to your previous work. How does your work fit in with the history of your art practice? How your work fits into a group exhibition or a series of projects you have done. What are the sources and inspiration for your images? Artists you have been influenced by, or how your work relates to other artists' work, other influences, how this work fits into a series or longer body of work, how a certain technique is important to your work, your philosophy of making art or of the work's origin. The final paragraph should recapitulate the most important points of the statement. This is how your artwork, either a small piece, a specific project, or an overall view of your work, is communicated in words. Like an artist bio, there are some technical criteria points that remain an art industry standard. It's still okay to occasionally break the rules when it makes sense to do so. While an artist bio is about the artist, written in the third person, an artist statement is about the artwork, and it is written in the first person. An artist statement is always written in the first person. However, avoid using too many sentences that begin with I or my. Try not to put two sentences in a row starting with I or my. It's okay to have one sentence saying I and then the next sentence saying my, or vice versa. Here's an example. I used a dry brush technique to complete the painting. Instead of using I, you can say, the technique I used to complete the painting was dry brush. You're still using the word I in there, but instead of starting the sentence constantly with an I, you can just scramble the words around so that they make sense. Here's another example. My favorite wool comes from Quebec. Or you can say Quebec wool is my favorite. You'll definitely need an artist statement when you're presenting a specific piece of art to galleries, the press, in your portfolio, when you're writing grants for a specific project, your website, applications, and submissions. The length of an artist statement can be as brief as a short paragraph or as long as a page. However, if the curator or art director provides you with submission guidelines, follow those to the letter. Your artist statement needs to answer questions about your work. Who is your audience and what's in it for them? In any marketing 101 type of class, your service or product needs to address the audience or the consumer's pleasure or pain. Who are your influences for the specific work in your statement? How do you make this specific work? What tools do you use? What materials do you use? What were your influences to use such material? How is your relationship to your materials? Are you using eco-friendly leftover materials? Are you using specific paints that haven't been mixed this way in a century? And how is your work unique? You should have two types of artist statement. A long one for your website and update it as needed. Not every single day, but every few weeks take a look as your projects evolve. And you're going to need a short artist statement for any type of specific projects. Here are a few examples of long and short artist statements. If you have any questions, email Sandra at sandraclark.ca. Clark has an E on the end. You can also join the Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/build your creative business.